Hi everyone, it's Heidi Smith and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! Here in the United Kingdom, and today I'm just making some cute little gift card holders for you with a bit of a twist fold front, as you can see there, and I've done these two using the current in colours. So this is Seaside Spray and the lovely Purple Posy, which is now available to you, and I've used this fabulous stamp set here and dies called It Starts With Art. This is a lovely little set that's great for any friends you've got who are into their crafting, and it comes with coordinating dies. I'm just using some very simple ones to cut out, but you can see there's lots of accents and embellishments with that as well. So it's a really quick project, great in the run up to Christmas. I'll do a Christmas themed one as well for you, and let's get on with it. So to start off with, you are going to need some cardstock, and it is really tiny little pieces. So this piece is 9.5 by 18 centimetres, and you need a piece of contrasting cardstock, which is 9 by 5.5, and the same of paper, and then just some scraps of Whisper White for your stamping and for some punching. So you're going to score your Whisper White piece of cardstock at 6 centimetres and 12 centimetres. Then you're going to score this diagonally, and you're going to go from this outer corner here to here. So just score. And the same on this left hand section. Like so. So you end up with a piece that has diagonal, straight, straight, diagonal. Then with each of our pieces of paper, with our designer series paper, you're going to cut diagonally, and when you're cutting a piece that's got on the diagonal, start from the middle and work out, that way you won't bump your corners. And then the piece of cardstock, which goes on the back here, you'll cut diagonally as well, and you just need to, I cut that in the opposite way, but you could obviously stamp it first if you wanted to. And I've messed that one up, but hey, it'll do for what we need to do. Because I'll just get my snips and just, I obviously lifted my blade up at that point. Okay, so we're going to put our pieces to one side and let's carry on with the construction. So the important thing on this is the folding and burnishing. So the first thing is to fold and burnish in the direction of our score line. So that means you're folding it away from the score line. So if you've scored here, folding it away. And once you've done that, fold these centre panels back in, like so. Okay, so that gives us our little twist fold, like so, you can see here. Okay, then let's pop our paper just on the front. I'm just using I'm using up my last of my fuse. I'm just chucking my scissors on the floor, you can probably hear in the background. There we go. And when I line up triangular pieces, I've probably said this before, what I try and do is line up those two outer edges, which I've of course singularly failed to do. There we go. Now, lovely. Then we can stamp, and I'm using the buttons from this same stamp set, and I'm using some of the lovely Rococo Rose, and all I've done is pop the two buttons onto a block, and I'm just coming in and stamping with those. And obviously originally I did them separately, but you can obviously vary it depending on what you want. It doesn't matter, you don't have to be precise. Overlap those buttons if you want, because all that's going to happen is those are going to go on the reverse to give a little bit of a contrast. So again, just adding some adhesive there, And you may find when you're working with triangles or awkward shapes, you prefer to use a wet glue, which gives you a little bit of manoeuvrability, depending on how confident you are with placing your cardstock. Okay, so again, just pop that in. Just a really fine border. So on the one side we've got this pattern, and there you go, you see you've got a pretty pattern. So all that's left now is to actually attach our gift card. And to do this, all you need to do is grab a punch, grab a scrap of cardstock, and just punch a couple of circles out of that. I've grabbed my retired 1 1/4 inch punch, but any size obviously would work with that. I'm then going to need my snips, which I've chucked on the floor. And all you need to do is roughly fold in half and just cut a 1/4 piece out of that. And once you've done the first one, just do the second. And then you're going to wrap those around the corner of your gift card, just like so. So you can go slightly more than the 1/4. What you don't want is anything sticking out. And then grab our glue dots, and on fingers and thumbs, glue dot on here, slide our card in here. We've got one which is going to go there. Second one exactly the same. So just add it to the corner, fold it around. This one you'll see is fine already. Add my glue dot. The glue dot doesn't want to come away from it. There we go. And again, and then just glue those into the corner. Now, when you put them in the corner, I would recommend that you pop them in this top corner here and in this bottom corner. Here. And the reason for that is because the other sides need to fold a bit flatter, and it just folds nicely if you've got them there, like so. And then on with our stamping and colouring. So our scrap bit of Whisper White, I'm going to use some Memento and this lovely image here. So ink it up well. And then what I normally do is go ahead and die cut that now. So what you don't want to do is spend lots of time getting it beautifully coloured and then mess up the die cutting. So what I need to do is I'm going to pop my die. You can see that just hugs the image. And there we have a nice die cut image. And then you just need to come in and colour that. Now, obviously, you can use whatever colours you happen to have, and you don't need to, for an image of this size, necessarily have both the light and the dark shades. You can still get shading with just using the one. So I'm using some smoky slate here. Let's use the smoky slate again so with this I'm kind of going to colour the reels which we've got here for the top and the bottom one in smoky slate, and because I'm using the in colours, I'm going to stick with that for the ribbons as well. So I'm going to, this is the top of that bottom reel, like so. So that was my dark, probably, wasn't it? Yep, Oh no, that was my light. That's okay. Now to get some shading when you've only got the one, if you wait till it's dried, come in with the bullet end and just add some extra there. And that will just help give it a little bit more definition. And on these small images, the bullet end is really handy. So all I'm going to do is come in and colour my ribbon in. So I'm going to do the same. I've got my light pretty peacock here. I'm just going to come in and colour that completely. Pop that, leave that to dry. Let's do some purple posy. Now, when you first colour with these, you will see they are really vibrant, and you just need to, don't panic, just need to allow them to dry a bit and soften. I was quite surprised when I first used them. I thought, crikey me, they're really, really bright. But then once they'd sort of dried, actually the colour softened back to what I was sort of expecting. So with this, I'm just coming in and putting some colour in there. Then what I'm going to do is, say, use the bullet point, which is sort of slightly darker. I'm just going to add some accents. The beauty of alcohol markers is that you can go back in and get depth of shade. Again with the purple posy, just coming in on here. And obviously that would be in shade where the other ribbon crosses over. And then the final one is going to add some shading in here. Just gives a little bit, just a little bit more. And then quite simply, you grab your gift card holder, you grab your glue, which in my sense is my fuse that I'm using up, and just pop that on the front. And there we have a pretty gift card holder, just in a slightly different way, so that you can create something a little bit different for your crafty friends. So thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon if you'd like any of the products I've shown you today, including this lovely paper, which is the designer series paper for all the in colours. You can see here has got all of those different colours in it, including this lovely script. Pop along to my Stampin' Up shop, heidismith.stampinup.net, or pop along to my blog. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get notified whenever I post a video. Thanks for watching. Come back soon. Bye now.